Welcome back, everybody, to Pooley Mag TV, the raw, unedited, unscripted NUFC fan channel, where everybody's got an opinion and nobody's opinion's wrong. So, as you can see, I am not in my usual venue with the Newcastle flag behind me and the Newcastle top. It's a lazy Saturday, but it's not. Is it lazy journalism, though, this Saturday? That's what we are going to get into. We are going to get into the Anthony Elanga saga today. So, Anthony Elanga got 17 goal contributions in all competitions last season, 6 goals and 11 assists in the Premier League. Jacob Murphy, similar numbers in the Premier League. Anthony Elanga is 23, Jacob Murphy is 30. Anthony Elanga is has a lot more miles on the clock, sorry. He's not a far better, I was going to say he's a far better talent than Jacob Murphy. He's not. That would have been a lie. But I believe he has the ability to become a better player than what Jacob Murphy is now. He's 23. He could be moulded, into a proper top draw right winger. Now, he's playing for Nottingham Forest at the minute after leaving Manchester United. Manchester United didn't seem to fit in with Eddie Howe, did he? Eddie Howe didn't seem to want him. He went to Forest. He had a really good debut season at Forest, and he's had a really, really good season. Their first European season in about 30 years, I'd say. Or over 30 years, maybe. And he was instrumental in that, wasn't he? He was really instrumental in getting Forest up the table. And I just think he has all the abilities in the world to really be a top draw player. Is he a world-class player? No, he's not. Is he the finished article yet? No, he's not. But who is at 23? Nobody's a finished article at 23. He's a young man and he's got time to learn. Now, he plays in the counter-attacking system under Nuno Espirito Santos. He'd be a little bit more front foot, I would say, at Newcastle. With quite a lot more front foot at Newcastle. And I think that would suit him. But we've got to play to his strengths. The long balls and things like that. Hitting them in behind and stuff like that. We've got to do that with Elanga. We can't try and change him too much. We've got to, if we're going to pay 50 million for him, we've got to play to his strengths. Now, £50 million 10 years ago for somebody like Anthony Elanga, I'd have laughed my head off. But £50 million now for potential isn't that dear, really, is it? When people are paying £100 million for Jack Grealish, £50 million for Anthony Elanga doesn't seem too ludicrous in my eyes. Anthony Elanga is a good player and he could become a great player. Now, he could also stagnate and get worse and not fit into this. That's the risk, but that's the risk you take with nigh on every player. There is some exceptions. Ronaldo or a Messi, or a Lewandowski, they're going to get you goals, don't you? Or if they stay fit, you just know they're going to get you goals. It's not really a risk, is it? But Elanga, somebody like Elanga, it is a risk. Of course it's a risk, and £50 million, a lot of money to be paying for somebody like Anthony Elanga. But this day and age, I think it's a roundabout right. If we can maybe snatch him for 45. But what we can't do is keep going in with these low bids. Pay the money if you want them. If you want Anthony Elanga, pay the money. Now, obviously, if there was, say, 80 million, no, don't pay that. But 50 million for a 23-year-old who's had 2 really good seasons for Nottingham Forest and the sky's the limit, then I don't think that's really too bad, to be fair. And I think he'll be great cover for Murphy, and Murphy will be great cover for him. We need a big squad. We're playing in 4 competitions next season. We need a really big squad, don't we? We can't just be threadbare again, like we were the last time we were in the Champions League. And look what happened then. We had a few injuries that season, and our season was nearly over. Luckily, we got them back before the end of the season. We recovered a little bit and finished 7th. But we don't want to repeat of that, do we? We don't want to repeat of that season. We need to make important signings, and Anthony Elanga is an important signing. Now, we've also got the fact that he's a teammate of Isaac internationally. Them two are best friends or very good friends. They're regularly calling each other. They're regularly talking to each other. So he's going to know Isaac. Isaac's going to have sold the project to Elanga. He obviously comes to Newcastle once a season anyway to play against us. So he knows what the stadium's like. He knows what the fans are like. And he'll have a pal there, won't he? Which makes a massive difference. because he'll obviously be settled in Nottingham or wherever he's living. He's settled, played for Nottingham Forest. So if we're going to uproot him, the fact that he's one of his best friends there has to be a really big pull for him. You know, he's got an instant happy face, instant recognition, and he's got somebody who we can spend night times with, you know, and do out of our things with. You know what I mean? Go for a coffee, go for a meal with, you know, and things like that, which obviously helps you settle in more. And then Isaac will have friends in the club, and obviously by proxy, Elanga will become their friends too, because obviously if they go out together or if they do stuff together out of work hours, then Elanga's going to be invited along, isn't he? So all these little things what sometimes you don't take into consideration, you know, is massive. And Anthony Elanga being very good friends with Alexander Isak can only make it easier for him to settle in and on the pitch, because they play together. They play together for Sweden. So he's already got that link up with Isaac. He already knows how Isaac plays. And Isaac already knows how he plays, so they can make runs off each other. They know each other. They know each other's movements, which can only be a positive, surely. It can't be a negative, can it? It really can't be a negative. So for me, Anthony Elanga ticks all the boxes for me. He really does. I think it's an exciting signing if we can get him. And I do believe he's worth £50 million. He's had 2 really good seasons for Nottingham Forest. You know, he's shone in a bad Man U team when he come on, you know, as well. And I like the lad. He's rapid. He's got loads of pace. He's got an eye for a goal. He's got a good assist. And I just think he's a quality player. Now, I don't know if everybody will agree with me on that one, but for £50 million, it's not a steal, is it? Of course it's not. But I don't think we're getting our eyes ripped out either, because I think the potential for this kid is through the roof. I really do. What's everybody else's thoughts on this anyway? So hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below. Is he worth 50 million? Would you have Elanga? Are you upset we didn't go for Mbeumo? Would you be raging? Would you be happy? Or somewhere in between? Anyway, hit like, hit subscribe, comment down below. Keep it black and white. Keep it Pooley Mag TV. Over and out, folks. Over and out.